Hello everyone, Try to Thrive here with some late Planet Zoo news. The last couple days I have been dealing with a hurricane because I live in Florida. Hurricane Diana, Diorna, Dory, I don't really remember or care. It was a terrible name for a hurricane. The hurricane's already gone and I'm safe. And the same thing with a lot of everyone else around us. It's fine. Everyone's doing good. The hurricane's gone. The hurricane was such a stupid name. But anyway, a lot has happened in the past couple days. We got an exclusive look at their demo from during Gamescom. A lot has YouTubers have done it, Frontier have done it themselves. We've seen a lot of new animals, a new theme, lots of things. It's really incredible. And today we're going to be doing a full analysis of specifically Frontier's live stream of this because even though there was a lot of YouTubers who did this, it's not my content, so that'd be wrong. Either way though, we'll be taking a look at Frontiers, and before we do that, I would also like to talk about all the new animals that were revealed. So let's just quickly get this on, and then we'll come across them. The ones that we will come across in the live stream, I'll give a deeper analysis of my thoughts and whatnot. But anyway, let's start with the vivarium animals, and these I will be giving my thoughts on because we don't see them in the live stream. So first off, the Goliath frog was revealed. An animal that, well, we kind of spotted a long time ago during E3 gameplay demo. We saw it and we were suspecting it to be like a turtle, or maybe I thought it was going to be an African bullfrog, but it is definitely a Goliath frog, and it looks really cool, I must say, out of the blue. Kind of not exactly an expected animal, but I'm very happy to have it. I think a lot of people are as well. It is ginormous and it looks really good, I'm not going to lie. The model just is wow, one of the best vivarium models so far in my opinion. But yeah, Goliath frog. And then cheekily, if you didn't, that sounded weird, I'm sorry, but this was kind of a harder one to spot. During most YouTuber live streams, when you go into the exhibit trading, you can actually spot another vivarium animal, that being the giant forest scorpion. That one was an easy to miss animal, not everyone caught it. Some YouTubers didn't even mention it, but I've spotted every single animal, I'm telling you that right now, and this is one of them, the giant forest scorpion. Very interesting species. It was only a matter of time before we saw our first scorpion, and you know what, I must say our invertebrates list has gone up pretty good since the beginning. Now we know, two different types of spiders, a type of beetle, and now a type of scorpion. I'm sure there's going to be many more insects to come, but giant forest scorpion, very happy to have it. And yeah, now we move on to the more exciting things, our main animals. I'd first like to talk about the animals that we've known now, but we finally got our first look at. One of those being the Indian elephant. Some animals were easy to spot, but this was one of those that were missed. You could see them in the full, last I checked it was the overview of the park. You could see it was like one of the top animals in this Indian themed park. Some people missed it, but I've caught some pictures of it. Some YouTubers actually did check it out, so I appreciate that. But Indian elephant, it looks really good. It looks exactly how you'd expect it. It is technically, some people may have been wondering, is this the Asian elephant that you see in zoo? And yes, it is. There are a couple different subspecies, but this is the most common. Very happy to have it, so on and so forth. And now we move on to the gharial. So this was an animal that we've kind of known for a while now. We got a picture of its texture theme a long time ago for Mystery Monday, and we finally got a look at it. Now, before I give my thoughts about it, I'll save my thoughts for it during the live stream, because I do have one problem with it. What's really funny is I was just at Lorry Park, escaping the hurricane, and I actually got to look at a lot of these new animals that were revealed during the same time on the same day. It was just such a big coincidence, and I did actually get to see the gharials in real life, which comes to my problem with it, but we'll talk about that later. Hurrying up, also the pronghorn antelope. So I've been talking about this one for a while now. We got a leak from it. We got a leak of its name during a PC Gamer article, which I thought was deleted, and it is, but you can actually still find it on Steam. Also, we saw concept art for it on a recent Planet Zoo video. Now, I'd love to give my full opinion of it, but we'll do that during the live stream. I just must say right now, I really do like it, and I'm very happy we got another look at another North American mammal. And now, the tapir. So this kind of, we knew there was going to be tapirs from the article that was revealed not too long ago. It was actually quite a big hit, because people love tapirs. I like tapirs. I love them, actually. And everyone was expecting kind of it to be the Malayan. I'll give my thoughts on it again during the live stream, but I was thinking either Malayan or Barreds. Either one had a good chance with me because I've seen the Barreds a lot in Zoo. I'm happy it's the Barreds. I do suspect we might just be getting the Malayan as well, because we also got the Himalayan brown bear. This to me was interesting. So some people have had problems with this, and I'm one of those people that have. I think it's really cool that we're getting another type of brown bear species, but at the exact same time, it's like, this is like the most obvious copy and paste animal thing. You know, this is such, it looks exactly like the grizzly bear. I'm just gonna keep calling one of them, I'm gonna keep calling the grizzly bear, and this one the Himalayan brown bear, as you're supposed to, because then it's a little bit easier to differentiate them. But they look so similar, just the Himalayan brown bear has got a bit of a white tone to it, but still, also the babies do have stripes on their back, but still, it's, you know, it's such an obvious copy and paste. I really hope we'll still be getting panda and polar bears. There'd been the full number up to 4, and then over time through DLCs, that number could still keep expanding with sloth bears, moon bears, sun bears, and Andean bears. But still, I just think it's a really odd animal. It's not like it hurts the game, it's not like it takes away, but it's just an odd addition. I do support Frontier for trying to do something a little different, but it is such an obvious copy and paste. And now, moving on to one of the final animals, the mandrill. So the mandrill was kind of just like the Himalayan brown bear, out of nowhere, but we did expect it. Kind of. It could have easily gone without it, but it would have been through DLC. But I'm really happy to have it at launch. I think it looks really good. It still has the fluffy, colorful ass, and I'll give a better thoughts on this when we actually see it during the live stream, but I must say I really do like it. It's cool that we have Rafiki in the game. But yeah, so I feel like I've talked enough about the new animals, showing them all. I think it's about time we actually start looking at the live stream. And also in the live stream, there's even a secret animal revealed, but we've kind of known about it for a while. When we get to that, I'll talk about it. But still, let's begin with the analysis of their live stream.
Zookeepers, and thank you.
Okay, here we are. First off, I'm going to tone down the volume. And I love that intro. So first off, as much as I have a lot of respect for these people, they're really not the reason why we're here. We're here to see the park. So respect for all these people, Shantae, Bo, Lisa. I'm so sorry I forgot her name. I really did. But respect to all of them. We're just, as you know, they're just doing their job. But I think we should start right at the opening of the actual park. I was about to say park tour. Is that safe to say? I don't know. Anyway, let's begin.
So this particular scenario that...
Okay, first off, I must say the Indian theme is gorgeous. It really is a beautiful theme to have in the game. I'm so happy to have it. I really am. Oh wow, it's just so colorful. I feel like I can't wait to see whatever themes they have. So far we know about North America, Africa, Europe, like the base, like literally the Planet Zoo theme. But now I got Indian. It's amazing.
What we're looking at here is scenario number 7. It is set in an Indian subcontinent in a nice and warm savanna environment. As you can see, this is a really good kind of quick look at our piece by piece as well.
Hold on. As you can see, there are 2 other variants right here that I don't think people actually got to see what were in them. That right there looks like, I don't know, it looks like another type of snake. Almost looks like a crocodilian. What is this at? I can't even tell. I don't know. 2 other variant animals that we're just going to have to wait to see what they are over time.
Everything that you can see here has been put together rather meticulously by one of our concept artists who spent a lot of time working on it. So you'll also be able to create this kind of stuff.
Really love this right here. I just love that. I just love this kind of stuff we can add into our zoos. And the donation boxes that were revealed not too long ago. Oh, it's just incredible.
Awesome. So here we're also showing off our Indian theme, but we'll probably look more into that later. Now, one of the things that we've also discussed at Gamescom...
the decoration pieces. Also, I really must say the pathway really fits it. There are really going to be a lot of different choices in this game when it comes to deciding our themes.
Is our franchise mode, where Sandbox meets simulation. So this will allow you to be really creative and establish your own kind of brand of zoos as you explore different research options, get more information, and really branch out in all your different zoos. Now,
Overall, I must say, this is, I keep saying it, but it's true. This whole theme and everything is just incredible. This is definitely a new map. It's not the crater that we have seen before, but it is very similar. It's got, like I said, an altered version, but I'm very happy with this kind of map. No, I probably won't be. My level skills, my building skills are not this good. Fortunately, I only have a couple months of practice experience on Planet Coaster. Luckily, though, zoos are way more my thing than coasters. But this still looks absolutely incredible. I could only get better over time, and hopefully one day I'll be able to build something like this, even though I probably wouldn't want to. This isn't an ideal zoo. This is more like I get like Busch Gardens vibes from this.
we kind of load into this level, kind of take a good look around. This one comes with a lot of problems with the animal welfare that we're going to be solving, because you want your animals to be happy and thriving, and we're going to make sure that they are. And now one of the first things that we're going to be taking a look at is the rhinos. Now you may or may not notice some guests will be running around quite speedily. Usually that means trouble is afoot. And in this
rhinos officially, well, I was about to say officially, but we've known about these guys for a while now. The Indian rhino does fit this whole entire map, but it's a really cool rhino species. First time we got to see them. I do expect at least one more. Everyone else should as well. They're probably going to be the copy of the same animation, but it would work. Hopefully we'll see either black or white. Either one has a good chance, but I really do like the Indian rhinoceros. I was not expecting it.
Weighs a whopping 2,100
It looks really good.
kilograms.
All the flabs, and I actually did just see it at Lowry Park. As I said earlier, a lot of the animals at Lowry Park I see, coincidentally, we get to see in this video. And I did get to see this guy. Very cool indeed.
It's a male. So here we have our Indian rhinoceros, who's a bit, doing his own thing.
All right, so it looks like we need a plan of action. So what should we do when an animal escapes?
So if an animal were to escape, the person who's going to be corralling them back to their habitat is the veterinarian. So to
Indian elephant. As I said before, you can see on the main menu. I must say the UI of this game is good, but it might be a lot to handle at once, especially for people who do not know what to expect from it. But yeah.
Hire a vet, you can go into your staff panel, and all the way at the end you've got the button for the veterinarian. So you'll want to plunk them down on a path, and then once they're there, they're going to go to the nearest animal and tranquilize it to be able to bring them back to their habitat safely. For now, you can see we've tranquilized the animal.
They legit tranquilize it. I mean, that is just like Jurassic Evolution, but even more realistic. There's literally someone there who... it's really interesting, I must say. I was not expecting this to be in the game, but that rhino just fell down hard. Jeez, it's interesting.
Bringing it back to the habitat, but we've got one more problem here, and that's that there's a really big hole in the habitat wall. So we're going to complete the barrier, and you can just do that by going into the barrier editor, clicking on the post, and then you'll automatically drag out the fence so you can just safely close that off.
Great.
Now you'll want to choose different barrier types for different animals. In this instance, like I said, whopping 2,100 kg doesn't really get stopped by a lot of...
I must say the barriers in the game, how you place them down and everything is very cool. As we pretty much already know, you can like shift things into the barriers. That's a lot what I'm gonna do, because the way they're doing it in these parks to me really wouldn't work. I'm gonna have it way more realistic. I like being realistic. You wouldn't have the electric fence right there for someone to go and touch, but still, it's nice. The barrier is very cool. I've seen how you can really customize it. It works, but it's not exactly what I expected when we first saw Planet Zoo.
Things, which is why here we've provided an electric fence to give him a bit of a warning of maybe you don't want to go outside. So that's what we've used here, but there's a lot of different barrier types that you can use as a player.
And we can use all sorts of heat maps to keep an eye on the animals and our park?
Yes, so we've got a variety of heat maps. They're all super useful.
The heat maps feature is really cool, I must say. So let's see, you can point out where the animals are. They're is that enrichment? Probably, or shelter, temperature, water, the power. your facilities, where things are going wrong in your park, like profit-wise. I do not know what this is. Are these like your... I'm pretty sure that's like your guests. What are these? I don't know, but it's a really good way to help you find out something in your park. I'm happy they included a feature like this.
We've got some that talk about the temperature, we've got some that talk about how happy the animals are, how happy the guests are, or your staff. So there's a lot of detail that you can see really easily just by looking at the heat map and zooming out, so you get a good overview of the zoo.
Perfect.
So we'll be going more in depth about these heat maps later, but for now let's take a look at one of our other habitats.
Yeah, so we've now arrived at the springbok and the pronghorn antelope habitat. So what's going on with that?
Pronghorn. So, as I said before, I don't want to give my quick thought to this. I've seen so many pronghorn when I visited Utah once. Very cool animal indeed. I'm really happy to have it. It really does add to the North American mammals in this game.
These guys.
But technically also, they're not really antelopes. They're more closely related to giraffes, apparently. And I guess they really are antelopes, but they're the only one in North America. I still really love them. They are so cute. Cannot wait to see what the males will look like in the game, other than just seeing them through the trade harbor.
I'm not very impressed with...
Did I just say trade harbor? Yeah, is it safe to say trade harbor? The animal trading, let's just say that.
their habitat currently. It's got a couple of problems. But first, I think we should take.
It's interesting that they're living with springboks.
It's one of my personal favourite animals in the game. If we get into Animal Cam and have a good look at the little fur, it's so sweet.
Gosh, the texture on it just looks so good.
They are so fluffy.
I gotta stop pausing so much.
So if we exit Animal Cam and we select the animal, we'll see that we've got a panel displaying all of the pronghorn's needs, their nutrition, welfare. There's a huge list going on here that we really need to make sure is as high as we can possibly make it.
Is that really a North American name?
If we go to the
I guess so.
tab at the top, the terrain tab, we'll see there's a lot of red going on here, and that's not what we want.
Yeah,
so
that's bad.
let's sort this out. We can go into the terrain toggle and select the different types of terrain that the pronghorn would like, and adjust it accordingly. So let's make some changes and sort this out.
Yeah, and we can see the sliders change right now, which is, again, I say this I think every video that we do, but I really love those sliders, okay?
Yeah.
But this is already looking a lot better, and the guests seem to enjoy it as well.
Oh, absolutely. But I think it's really important that we need to find the balance, because if we move close
So
to
sorry
where
if you heard
the
my dogs in the
pronghorn and
background.
Springbok's shelter is,
I have my dogs
we'll
with
see
me.
that there's actually a barrier here that's one-way glass, and we do this so that the animal doesn't become stressed. The springboks and pronghorns are both quite shy animals, and if they're surrounded by guests all the time, they can really easily become quite stressed, and that really impacts their welfare. If you've got stressed animals, then their welfare will...
I really like the one-way barrier. That is the one-way glass, I should say, but that does really help. That's something that you do seem to do sometimes, so I'm really happy
So it's
it's in.
really important to keep them happy.
This whole exhibit is really cool, actually. I just love the way this architecture is. Just imagine building this. I can't wait. I can imagine it. We will soon.
Oh, so we've moved over to the birds' tapirs habitat now. We've not seen them before. They look amazing.
Their texture, I must say, the texture really works on the Baird's tapir. It looks great. So as I was saying before, when I talk about it during the live stream, I really expected Baird's tapir. Could have been either one. I'm still, just like the Himalayan brown bears, perhaps we will be getting Malayan.
Amazing.
they
So now when
look
we
great.
check
Also,
our
the
welfare,
baby
it seems
Baird's
like they're not
tapir are
feeling
absolutely
enriched,
adorable, and
That's
it looks
right,
so
I have to just say,
interesting.
these
They
animals
did
are
get it
so
correct though.
fascinating.
Baby
And,
tapirs look
apparently
very interesting
they
with all
are
the
classed
stripes.
as living fossils because they haven't changed much in 35 million years. So that's exciting.
They must be doing something right.
Yeah, they tell us, give us the secret. So the Baird's tapir, they don't have any items in their habitat to keep them happy. I mean, they can go for a swim in their pool, they've got their shelter, but ultimately they don't have anything to really enrich them like modern zoos do. So if we move to the bottom and we
Suma,
select the
that's a
habitat
cool name
tab
for a
and we go
tapir.
to enrichment, you'll see we've got a huge selection here. We have toy enrichment, we have food enrichment, and we have climbing. Now, the Baird's tapir won't climb the items we've got here. They're not climbing animals, but they will be enriched by some food items and some toy items. So if we go to the filter and we filter by their species, we can see...
Oh, pause. This was that leaked animal. Okay, so back during camels. Now, this is not really new. we've known about the backstream camel for a while now. During I believe it was another PC Gamer article, someone said they spotted a two-humped camel in Frontier Studios. So it was basically obvious that we'd be getting Bactrian, but it's really awesome to see confirmation of it. So completely expect Bactrian if we literally see the name of it in the game. So yeah, Bactrian camel, just like the Himalayan brown bear. For all we know, maybe we'll be getting dromedary as well. But I'm really happy to see Bactrian, just another Asian animal to add to the roster.
See which items they specifically will lovingly interact with. So here we have a great filtered list, and we can start placing down some items. So there's a huge range here, and I think we might as well just place all of them. Let's go for it. Let's enrich these tapirs. They deserve it. So I should actually say that the animals will become bored with enrichment items in their habitat over time. So maybe it's worth us holding back one of each so that we can swap it up and keep them engaged and interested. So if we now select the tapir, we'll see that the enrichment is a much higher value. We're back in the green, we're at 100%, and these are feeling very enriched right now, which is perfect.
Absolutely.
So now if we go to the environment tab, there's some more problems here. The tapirs don't have any trees in their habitat currently, and I mean that's not ideal really. We want them to have some foliage that they enjoy. So if we go to the nature tab and we have a look in there for our trees, and we've got another huge range of items here, we can search by the biome and the continent that the tapir is from. So that way we can get foliage that really does match where these animals are from. So we can really make sure that they're happy with everything in their habitat, because that is the ultimate aim really, to make sure that all the animals are completely cared for and their welfare is as high as it can be. So let's pick a tree. That's perfect, and we'll place that down and make sure that we start adding them into some nice places to make their habitat look nice and green.
I really love the tapirs. They do look really
If we
good.
go select the tapir now and select their tab,
A
then we'll see
Tapali.
that
That's a
they're
cool
happy
name as
with
well.
their trees and their coverage.
Brilliant.
Looks like we've solved another problem. So where
Look,
to
I'm
next?
just saying, the nose really does not move, but wow, I just love it. They look all, it looks so, definitely like having some wet animals. Wow, I just really love the way this all looks. Cannot wait to start seeing more.
So,
Animals,
I
I
think
really
next
just
up we
can't.
should take a look at the gharial, which is one of my favorite animals in this demo actually. And when we roll up to his habitat, I know it's a he, because this is where my incessant animal facts come in. Okay, be prepared guys. I've got plenty.
Okay, so I really do like the gharial. I'm really happy to have it. I was not expecting this animal at all. I mean, before we knew about the, before we saw the side screen, the texture. Before we saw that, I really was not expecting this, but this is really really cool to have. I still expect alligators, as an was an IGN article that basically kind of leaked the alligator. So having alligators, saltwater crocodiles, and gharials feels like a really healthy roster for the crocodilians. But here's my one problem with it, and I should probably wait until we get to a better
When we
look
take a
at
closer
it.
look at this gharial, you can see that he's got quite a bulbous swelling on his snout.
Right.
That's awesome. That looks so good. I really am happy with it. This is
indicates
clearly that same
he
animal
is
we saw.
indeed a male. He will use it to make hissing sounds at other males and to attract
It's really cool that
females.
they got the bulbous nose right. That is correct. So I just saw these
And,
guys at
it's
Lowry
actually
Park,
also
and
kinda
here's
like
my main problem. It is frickin' gigantic for a gharial. Like I said, I was at Lowry Park and I learned a lot about them. Actually, I saw a lot of full-grown ones. They are not this big. I'm really sorry. I think it looks great, but it's a bit big for a gharial. It really is. If you don't believe me, look it up. They're just not that big. Also, fun fact, you know why their snout is so skinny? Because they're fish eaters, and it's much easier for them to turn their heads fast enough in the water to catch the fish. And like I said, they were correct about the bulbous snout, but still, the gharial is just not this big. I heard some people saying they can't wait to see it get even bigger on the social media page. Also, I must say it's really cool how you can look glass right here. That's such a cool way to view it. I'd probably raise it a little bit higher, but still, the gharial, it's just frickin' ginormous for a gharial. It really is. It shouldn't be this big. I'm not lying. It really is not this big in real
A
life.
mini radar on the water.
Still, it's not
So
like it hurts
helps
to
them
have it this
detect.
big.
That's amazing.
Just
It's really cool.
It's
So,
not exactly
Chance, if you
correct.
take a look at this habitat, what do you think is wrong with it?
It looks like there's no clean water.
Indeed, and we can verify this by quickly hopping into our heat map. So if you toggle on the heat map via the little radar thing, you can see that all the water area here is red. Now red means that this water is not clean. And unclean water can bring with it disease. It means that the drink quality goes down. If the animal likes to drink from the water that's in their habitat, they won't feel as nice, they can get ill, and if one animal gets ill, that can spread to all the other animals in your habitat. So we're just
Looks
going
like
to
the
make
water of
sure that his water
Jurassic
is
World
nice
Evolution.
and clean. This will not just be good for him,
Rishi.
but it will also be good for
Wait,
the guests.
Ris-
because as
yeah,
you
no,
can
Rishi.
see now, the water looks really
Rishi,
murky.
that's a cool name for a
If you like
gharial.
to take a little dip under it, we get to show off some of our volumetric water.
Oh, I love this.
It
Oh,
looks
that
really
looks so cool.
nice,
I
but it
swear
would
to God, every time I look at this, I see a Sarcosuchus for some reason. But that does look really nice.
look even better if it was
I mean,
clear,
yeah,
wasn't it? Yes.
they're correct.
So,
It would look a
just
lot better if this water
come
was
on up,
clean.
And we're going to be using one of our facilities, which is a water treatment plant. So we're going to just put that down. This functions like a building, so it comes in on a grid. You can place it down wherever.
So this is interesting. I'm really happy that we have like the water treatment and whatnot. It really does feel like something necessary. What's also interesting is we have to actually power our zoos. I'm pretty sure just in career mode, but just like with Jurassic World Evolution, this really is if you take Jurassic World Evolution and combine it with Planet Coaster, taking out all the prehistoric animals and replacing them with modern ones, keeping the same Planet Coaster graphics, but the same kind of like combination of management. Sorry if you heard that noise, I was just cracking my hand, but still. Yeah, this really is like if you take Jurassic World Evolution and
really,
combine it
as
with
long as
Planet
it's connected to
Coaster.
the path. But you'll want to keep in mind that your guests don't actually like to see the inner workings of your zoo.
Right.
So you'll want to keep it nicely tucked away or build a bit of a building around it, because then it looks really nice and your guests
Oh, that
can't be
looks so
negatively
cool.
influenced by the noise and all of the kind of appearance of it. So once you put that down and you go out of the building mode, your water will start clearing up. Now for the purposes of these demos, we have sped that process up,
Right.
but if you now just take a look at the water,
Slight mistake. The speeding up button right there is still at full length, but it's not speeding up.
you can essentially see it
Obviously,
clearing
they
up
just
right away.
they
Oh,
really
amazing.
they edit out a
Yeah,
lot of this.
So that's way
But
better.
wow,
for
does that
Gariel.
look awesome.
You can dip into the water again if you want to take a look at that. He'll be a lot happier. He'll stay healthy, and it's really important for him to be able to take a nice swim in some clean water, which you've provided for him now. So that's really good.
So let's move on. In our E3 gameplay demo, we showed off the amazing climbing behavior.
Mandrills.
And here we have
Here's
the
the
mandrills.
females.
They're clearly meant to climb, so can we give them something exciting?
Damn, look at that. that is a really interesting. It is a monkey. That's not like when I look at this, my first thought is not monkeys, but I'm really happy that we actually have mandrills. I think that's really cool. They look really good. Hopefully, at least a couple more monkeys in the game. But that's definitely the males.
Of course we can. So, of course, mandrills are monkeys. They're the largest monkey species on the planet, so they enjoy climbing. Now, we have piece-by-piece climbing, so you can literally build your own climbing frame exactly how you want it, and if the mandrills can reach it, they'll be climbing it, and that's amazing. But I know that...
So, from what I saw on some YouTube live streams, the mandrills have a bit of a climbing issue right now. It's not exactly... They're still working on it. I think that's basically what it is, and I'm fine with that. As long as it gets improved by the end of the game, that's what matters. Also, a lot of this is already pre-built, so we won't actually have to take the time to build this if we don't want to. And I'm going to try to build this, but I don't know how well I'm going to be at building these kind of structures, so I might just have to end up using the pre-built ones.
Some of our community members really like to get into the nitty-gritty of the management
All
and the
these options,
simulation.
it's so
if
cool.
you don't want to spend
They
a
have
lot of
actually
time
changed the
kind of
UI a
building
little
your
bit, the way it
climbing
looks
frame,
from
we also
E3
provide you
gameplay
with
demo.
blueprints, which you can easily put down. So if you want to select a blueprint, you can see it comes in with a bunch of different parts.
Like, for
already
example, there
assembled.
wasn't an exhibit
We've
trading
added a bunch of
option
different,
during the E3 gameplay demo.
constructed
Only
versions,
just
where
animal
you've got some
trading.
low ones,
So they,
some
they,
high
like I
ones,
said, they've
some that
changed the
function
UI
all
a
at
lot, but
once. So you can use
these
these
pre-built
pieces to build
structures
your
are so
own
cool,
large
and
climbing
I'm really
frame
happy that
if you
Frontier is going to
wanted
give
to
us some of their
speed
own
up the process a
creations
bit.
at launch.
Awesome. But of course, if you
Did I
want to
say
go
launch?
piece by piece,
No,
then
that's correct. Sorry,
that's
launch.
super fun as well.
That's great.
And then, of course, you'll be wanting to provide them
That is just such a thick animal.
with shelter. Actually, these ones have a really nice little temple area, which we can
Really
go
is a
into.
big
And
exhibit
have
for a
little
mandrill, to
bedding
be
and a bit
honest.
of
But that is
amusement
still so
items as
cool.
well
The
in
temple
there.
theme
They
and
have some
everything,
toys they can play
it looks
with.
awesome.
So that's going to make sure that they stay nice and happy and fully enriched.
Great.
And they even got the sleeping correct. This is how mandrills sleep. Now, Frontier have really done their research.
And we've now been showing off loads of animals and their habitats. So before we move on to the final one, let's take a quick look at this beautiful Indian...
Okay, so remember the Jeep decoration that we all thought was going to be kind of like a maybe like a zookeeper vehicle, and we already know it's a decoration. Clearly, they're going to have that same kind of thing for each theme. We had the Jeep for Africa, and now we have this for India. That's a really cool decoration piece right there. Also, as you can see, when you see this, that's how you know there's a vivarium right there. It's kind of cool how they fit the vivariums into actual segments of the temple. This whole area just looks so good.
Again, this entire zoo is piece by piece?
It is. So this entire temple structure has been built by us piece by piece. It's honestly quite amazing. This was one of my favorite.
This is just incredible. Probably my favorite theme in the entire game so far.
Working on this game, so I'm so happy that we finally get to show it.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of sandstone here. We've got the very temple-looking set part of it.
That's just... I gotta stop pausing it, but that is just so freaking gorgeous. I really love this. Look at all the details, the gharial pictures, Indian elephants. It's incredible. It is. Look at the towels. I love it. Oh, and right here. Holy crap, goddamn. Wow, this is beautiful.
As well, lots of fabric pieces.
Honestly, gotta be the best theme in the game so far. And there's probably gonna be at least another couple themes that we haven't seen.
So I guess for our final habitat building challenge, we're gonna look at something very exciting. Sam, can you tell us a bit about what we're doing here?
So we've had the largest monkey. Let's move on to a very large, big cat.
Okay, also, you see a little bit more of this later, but you can actually look down into the tiger exhibit. I've seen these kind of things in zoo before, and you can literally, guess what, actually be able to look at the tiger sleeping in the shelter down below. That is incredible. I mean, it was obviously something we could... That was obvious that was something we could do, but it's good to see that Frontier have actually tried it themselves.
So let's first start by building in some barriers to fill this hole. So I think we've currently got concrete. We can select that from the barriers toggle at the bottom. And
as I said before, the barrier, how you build the barriers is really cool.
So
you could raise it, lower it, add in glass at any kind of... You can really change the shape of the glass as well. You can add curves and slopes to your barriers. It really is awesome, and I'm going to have some really cool ideas that I cannot wait to start showing to the public.
I went and there's literally concrete everywhere.
We're doing lots of exhibit speed builds.
So we'll save guests from bringing their step ladders with them, and we'll make sure they can see them. So next thing, we need to place a food tray and
the Bengal tiger does actually fit this theme, as it is found in India.
And make sure that the animal's got something to drink. So normally we'd need to add some shelter to the habitat, but this
in my tiger exhibit, I'm absolutely going to have a waterfall.
Perfect. So the tiger has.
Oh, so there it is. You can see that guests would actually be able to. So there we go. See, guests could actually look into the shelter. That is just incredible. I've seen that kind of thing in zoos, not very often, but
so we've done food, we've done drink.
I don't know. I'm really happy that we could do something like this.
Next thing is to add some enrichment items. Yes. So let's do as before. We'll filter by species.
Once again, back chain camel.
And we can see here that we've got a number of different enrichment items for the tiger. So we can add a blood pumpkin, which is a really cool
tiger temple
enrichment item that is used by big cats.
A very frequently used theme for tiger exhibits, but very awesome. I must say this blood pumpkin is probably my favorite enrichment item in the entire game. It is literally real. I've seen this in zoos before. At the Big Cat Sanctuary in Tampa, they actually done this.
And lick away the
for their tigers,
which sounds
very interesting.
Lovely. Yeah. So now we can also place a couple.
I really love how it'll actually get rotten over time. That's just incredible.
A big favourite of any cat of any size. So, as before, we've got enrichment, we've got food, we've got drink, shelter.
You gotta love the tigers. They look really good.
So once again, we can select our tiger and filter by continent and biome. And we can make sure that the trees that we're adding to the habitat are perfect for the animal and matches exactly where the animal would come from. So now we have a wonderful tiger habitat and a very happy
Holy effing crap. This baby tiger. First time we really got to see one, and god dang. It is so cute. It really is. Baby tigers. I love baby tigers.
Which is what you want.
Great.
Well, I think I speak on behalf of all of us when I say we've learned so much today. I feel way more prepared to tackle challenges in my future zoos.
Yeah, and there's so many more challenges to come and different ways that you can play the game. I'm really looking forward to seeing how everyone deals with the situations in their own way and what they'll be building in their own zoos.
Yeah, so if you fancy tackling something, you know, by yourself, we've got career mode and some really, really great narratives to go through there. We've got franchise mode, as Lisa mentioned earlier, which is another really great way to play.
Yeah, speaking of that, I will later today be doing a franchise mode developer journal. I mean, they posted a franchise developer journal, and also talking about the veterinarian one that I missed. So, a whole developer journal video. But wow, this whole park is just incredible. Also, look at that. There's even a smaller park out there. I wonder if that's actually part of this. I don't know. But this has been an absolutely incredible new map to see with incredible new animals. My favorite has got to be the actually, it's probably got to be, I don't know. I guess either the mandrill, the gharial, or the tapir. I don't know. I guess actually probably the gharial for some reason. Even though I have my problem with it, doesn't mean I still don't love it. This has been absolutely awesome. I really thank you all so much for watching this video. I have a lot of plans for during the beta access and many more after that when the game's actually been launched. I'm going to be doing 3 series, one of those being my exhibit build series. It's going to be a never-ending series. I'll be doing, my goal is to literally do about, I think, at least 30 exhibit speed builds over the 2 weeks of beta access. I want to get a good start on that, and along with doing the Scenario 1 series and creating an actual zoo, episode by episode series on the 2nd week of the beta access. So I have a whole big plan. Going to keep covering the news, and I just want to say thank you all so much for watching this video. Sorry if you heard the background noises. It's been a little crazy here, but either way though, once again, thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Planet Zoo news.